You read the title right. You're a selfish piece of shit, and it's making you depressed. Let's get into it. Alright, I know I titled the video how I titled it, but this is really the name of the lesson. The name of the lesson is this: the world doesn't revolve around you, so stop suffering like it does. Yeah, I know. Now, some that I'd like to highlight and really get into before we get into everything is the fact that it's natural for us to be selfish and it's natural for us to be self-centered. Why is that the case? Ever since you was born as a little baby, I was hoping he was born as a little, you gotta be a little baby. If he was born, he was a baby.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Right? But ever since he was born as a little baby, you've always experienced life from your own perspective. You've always had ice cream from your own perspective. You've always rode a bike from your own perspective. You've always communicated from your own perspective. I don't think you've ever been in someone else's body to say, oh, this is what ice cream tastes like to this person, or this is what being outside feels like to this person, or this is what swimming feels like to this person. Nah, you only know life from your own perspective. And essentially, you are the main character of your story. And that's okay. I'm the main character of my story. You're the main character of your story. He's the main character of his story. She's the main character of her story. Absolutely. And that's all right. But something we have to recognize: though we are the main characters of our story, we are not the world's main character. Yeah, I know, it sucks. Everybody doesn't have to bow down to your will, I know. We are not the world's main character, yet the way in which we communicate with ourselves indicates that we believe we are the world's main character. I know that might be a lot to stomach. We're gonna get into it, right? The way in which we tell ourselves the stories or relay the information about what happens in external reality really points to how self-centered we are, and really points to how important we believe ourselves to be, right? So how can I give an example that makes sense? Let's say I wanted to go on a vacation. I wanted to go to a trip in, let's say, Paris. I wanted to go to Paris. I wanted to, I think the Leaning Tower of Pisa is in Paris. I'm not sure. I could be wrong as hell.
Oh, no, 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 no.
I could be wrong as hell. But let's say I wanted to visit Paris and just be up in the cities, right? Take some baguettes and some croissants. Croissant. Yeah.
Croissant.
Take some baguettes, some croissant, whatever you want to call it, right? And let's say that's what I wanted to do. And I booked this trip 7 days from now, next week, right? I'm excited. I'm packing my bags. I'm telling all of my friends about it. I'm telling like, yo, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna get y'all souvenirs. I'm gonna make sure to take some pictures so y'all know what it's like down there, and then maybe we could take a trip there together. But I'm just going solo for my first time, right? 6 days, 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days, until I actually gotta go on the trip. And then on the last day before I have to go on the trip, I take a look at my phone, and then I see that my flight has been canceled. My flight has been suspended. I'm like, okay, what the flip is going on? Why is my flight suspended? I'm excited to go to Paris. And then, I look deeper into the situation, yada, yada, and I found out that there's like a whole storm going on in their area that's going to last for like 3-4 days. Don't worry about that. That's going to last for 3-4 days. So now that I have the information that there's a storm that's going to go on in that area, now I'm a lot more, how do I say it? I'm angry. I'm sad, I'm disappointed, I'm this, that, and the third. I feel so many negative emotions because this trip that I've been anticipating for so long, maybe I've been planning it for 6 months in advance, and then the countdown to 7 days. You know what I'm saying? I've been anticipating this trip for so long. I'm so excited. And now it's fine, and now it's canceled. Now, I want you to take a look at how I relay this information to myself. Man, why did this storm have to come? Now I can't go on this trip. Now I can't get the souvenirs that I had planned to get for all my friends and family. Now I can't wind down and relax the way I wanted to. Now I can't do this. Come on, why did this storm have to happen? Now my whole trip is ruined. My whole month, day, week, whatever is ruined. This, that, and the third. I want you to recognize what I said in that little tirade, right? I kept saying me. Now I can't do this. Now I can't do that. Do you see the problem in this? I'm hoping that you see the problem in this. The storm doesn't care whether I had a trip to Paris or not. The storm didn't look at the schedule and say, "Oh, yo, look, Rado has a trip to Paris. Let me pull up and ruin his scene. Let me pull up and ruin the fact that he has like a trip to Paris this week." Nah, the storm didn't care. The storm didn't even know nor cared whether I had something to do in Paris or not. You know what I'm saying? Now let's take this whole scenario. Take that same scenario, and let's create a copy paste or alternate reality of that scenario. Let's say in the second reality, I didn't have a trip to Paris and I just planned to chill at home all day. And then I see news that there's this big storm brewing over Paris, right? How would I relate that information to myself? I'd be like, oh, there's a storm going on in Paris. That's life. And I move on about my day. Do you see the difference? In the first situation, because the storm personally impacted my life so heavily, I started to communicate with myself and say, why did this have to happen to me? Why me? Why me? Why I? From a very selfish perspective. In the second one, because I have nothing personal at stake, I'm just like, oh, a storm happened in Paris. At the end of the day, whether I had something to do in Paris or whether I didn't, the storm was going to happen regardless, right? The storm was going to pass over Paris regardless. And whether I had a trip, didn't have a trip, it was going to happen. So the objective thing that happened is that Paris had a storm. That's the objective reality. Paris had a storm and all flights to Paris have been canceled. But because I am so self-centered in the way that I communicate with myself, I said that this storm happened to me. This storm ruined my day. This storm ruined my week. This storm ruined my vacation. Well, the storm doesn't give a damn about me. I don't even think storms know my name for real. You know what I'm saying? So the way that I communicate an objective reality, something that happened objectively, by the way, a storm is an objective thing. We don't control whether storms happen or not. That's all up to God, right? An objective reality clashed with what I hoped to become reality. And now that objective reality is kind of raining on my parade, I relate the information in a way that paints me out to be the victim. That's a big problem. And the big problem is that as I'm saying all of these things to myself, why me? Why this? Why that? Now I can't do this. Now I can't do that. This, that, and the third. As I'm relating all this information to myself, what kind of emotions am I generating within myself? Anxiety, sadness, disappointment, frustration, anger. I am unnecessarily bringing up negative emotions into my reality. I am unnecessarily making myself feel ways that I don't have to feel. Now, let's say I'm still in the same first iteration of reality, right? Where I do have a vacation planned. If I was to just simply say to myself, oh, a storm happened around Paris. Now I can't go on this vacation. I could just leave it at that and just immediately go do something else. Because I can recognize that the world doesn't revolve around me. Yes, I may have expectations. Yes, I may have plans. But reality is going to unfold how it is going to unfold. I could just let it go rather than say I, me, why me, woe is me, this, that, and the third, and feeling some type of way. I could just let it go, move on with my day. But no, a lot of us in our own lives like to not spin the narrative, but tell the narrative, tell the story to ourselves about what happens objectively in reality. We like to tell that story to ourselves in a way that makes us feel like the victim, that makes us feel bad, that makes us feel worse than we actually need to feel. And this is why I say you're a selfish piece of shit and it's making you depressed. How many things that have happened contrary to your expectations? Your parents don't get you the gaming system that you wanted, or the trip that you wanted to take never actually happens due to some natural disaster, or a business deal didn't play out the way that you would expect it, or an opportunity didn't really fall through or come through the way that you wanted it to come through. How many things in life, when reality happens contrary to our expectations, we tell ourselves, we relay the information to ourselves in a way that paints us out to be the victim, that paints us out to feel worse than we actually need to feel. We do that a lot. I'm not gonna lie. I used to do it a lot myself. Now I just realized that the storm happened however it wanted to happen, whether I liked it or not. So let me just cut my losses. Just be like, okay, man, I can't go on the trip no more. All right, what am I gonna do? That's a lot more productive. Don't you agree? Don't you think? So this is why I'm saying, stop being selfish, bro. You're a selfish piece of shit. Stop being selfish. Stop relaying information to yourself. Stop spinning narratives around yourself in a way that paints you out to be the victim. Because you can't say that this storm happened because of me. You are not the main character of this story, my guy. You're the main character of your story, but you're not the main character of the world. The storm is gonna happen regardless of what you wanted. So a next example I could give, and this could relate to, relationships, interpersonal relationships with people, right? Someone blowing their top off at you, you're one of the social types like myself. I'm an introvert for real. Or maybe you're a recovering introvert. Is that a thing? I don't know. Right? Maybe you're an introvert and you're trying to, get out there, be out there a lot more, socialize with people, this, that, and the third, right? You're doing that. And then let's say you greet somebody. You say, hello, how's your day? And they immediately blow their top off at you and say, nigga, don't talk to me. Who the f is you, bro? Now, obviously, you're thinking in your head, you've done nothing to warrant that situation, to warrant that type of response, but it happened anyway. Now, you might be saying to yourself, what did I do? Did I hurt this person? Did I say something wrong? Did I this? Did I that? That's that selfish mentality coming up again. You're the main character of your story, but you're not the main character of the world. You should just realize that that person was having a bad day. Something was going on with that person, and it's completely independent from you. You didn't do anything wrong. Just something was going on with them, and you was just the unlucky, unfortunate soul that had to experience the final explosion of the bottle. I mean, that's the best way I could say it. So the moral of the lesson is basically this: stop. Recognize that things don't really care about you for real. That external circumstances are gonna happen however they're happening. People are going, oh, boom, I also forgot to mention, people will always do what it is that they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, I just started a whole, okay, we're gonna get into it. People are going to do what it is that they're going to do, regardless of how you feel or regardless of what you want them to do or what expectations you place. Now, I'm not trying to perpetuate negativity in an already messed up dating scene, but, let's say you have a girl, or for the ladies out there, you have a guy, you got a nigga, right? And you don't want them to cheat. I don't think there's anybody who would want their partner to cheat. But, you want them to stay faithful to you. You want them to stay loyal to you, this, that, and the third, right? But you kind of suspect that the person that you're with, got that cheating gene in them. Cheating gene is crazy. But they got that cheating gene in them, right? You suspect that they got that cheating gene in them. So you try to lock them down. You try to always be on top of them. Where you at? Who you with? This, that, and the third. Yada, yada, yada. You trying to always be on top of their activities. Sis, yo, bro, that person is going to do whatever it is that they want to do, regardless of how you feel, regardless of what expectations you have of them. Just like how you are your own person, you're your own free, autonomous being. The next person that you're dealing with is their free, autonomous being. They're going to do whatever it is that they wanted to do. If they want to cheat, they will find a way to cheat. So it makes no sense to try to control them. That's outside of your control. It makes no sense to try to control them. And then, if they were to cheat or were they to cheat, don't relay that information to yourself as to saying like, they cheat on me. I am this. I'm not worth it. I'm worthless because they didn't find anything in me to be faithful or loyal to, this, that, and the third. Because some people actually do think that way. Oh, flip. Rule of thumb is this. The rule of thumb is this. Always see reality as objectively as you can. That storm happens. Oh, a storm happened. Boom. Now what am I gonna do? That's it. Leave it at that. A storm happened. Oh, someone got mad at me, or someone shouted at me. Boom, they shout at me. Leave it at that. Someone cheat on me. Boom, someone cheat on me. Oh, they did an unfaithful action. Leave it at that. Don't spiral it in and out of control. Don't try to find any hidden meanings or hidden connections, because we like to do that a lot too. I'm not gonna lie, I'm an overthinker a little bit. I like to do that too. We like to try to find connections and things as to why people did the things that they did. If someone cheat on you, just recognize that's the type of person they are and just move on with your life. Don't go down no spiral and say, I'm worthless. I'm not worth being connected to, being loyal to. No, don't do that. Please don't do that. Just go your way, recognize what it is that they did, see it objectively, see reality objectively, and don't be so selfish in the sense where you're spinning the narrative around you as if it had something to do with you. The storm was going to happen anyway. The person was going to blow their top off on the first person they met anyway. The person was going to cheat anyway. So let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Don't be so self-centered. Recognize that things happen independent of you, not because of you. And yeah, that's pretty much the lesson for the day. Do I have anything else I really want to say for it? I got a lot more lessons on the way. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I'm like 17 years old, I low-key learned a lot in life. Life taught me a lot, and I thank the Lord for that. And I'm low-key excited to share what it is that I know with y'all. I know editing this is gonna be a pain in the ass though. I ain't like, fuck. But yeah, y'all take time. This is Pete Grotto. I don't even know what I should call y'all. Pete Grotto. Pete Grotto. Should I change the name? I should low-key change the name. I'm not gonna lie. Pete Grotto. I mean, to the peak though. That's my goal, to the peak. So yeah, that's really the lesson for the day. Pick it up or put it down. Just stop suffering unnecessarily. Stop suffering unnecessarily. Stop spinning narratives around yourself, painting yourself out to be the victim. Just see reality as objectively as you can and move on with your life. Something happened. Okay, something happened. Push out. That's it. Take time. Love you. Positivity. I'm not blowing no kiss towards this camera. I don't know why that thought crossed my mind just now.